Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. Tell me if you can find my channel. I can't get it up on the computer. I can find it on the on my phone. It comes up on my phone, no problem. But for some reason, if I click on my channel, error 404 or whatever, page cannot be found. But you know, I've got the stream up. I've got the stream up on the phone, so yep, I can see what's going on. I get the chat in the Streamlabs overlay anyway. So tonight, Trophy Thursday. We're back with the P1 boys again with the Renault Meganes. So we've got a 15-minute quali, 40-minute race as it says on screen there. Racing super softs to racing softs. Start with half a tank of fuel. Tyres on ×7, fuel on ×3, 100% power, 100% weight. Where are we tonight? Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. That is where we're at tonight. I will keep trying to refresh my page and get it up, but who knows. So yes, 40-minute race for you lot tonight. Let's have a look at scores. You know when some YouTubers say RIP headphone users? Yeah. You remember that, don't you? You know, you've heard people say that. Well, this is going to be anyone that's got eyes that work, because this is pretty red. Yeah, it's burning. Right. Let me try and read these scores out before my eyes destroy themselves. P1 Don leading the way after 2 rounds with 32 points. Gamerdad second with 25 points. Fizruckus in third with 23 points. Also on 23 points, joint third is P1 Dylan. P1 Timberlake in fourth or fifth, depending how you want to look at that, 22 points. Chainsaw in sixth with 19 points. P1 Pilgrim in seventh with 18 points. Manny Afik in 8th, also on 18 points actually. Valium, he has got 17 points in 9th. Dizzy, is that, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 10th. Better plug that in. Dizzy in 10th, he's on 15 points. 11th for Green Pea on 13 points, joint 13th as well. P1 Aldo, and then we've got Dodgy on 9 points, Lawrence on 5 points, Convicts Popeye on 5 points as well, and Magenta Fez on 2 points. So that is points up till now, only 2 rounds in. Let's get ourselves on track. Let's have a quick look who's in the room tonight. So Pilgrim, Valium, Fizz, Chainsaw, Tatey's in the house, back racing with the P1 boys, Aldo, Dizzy, Dylan, Convicts. We've got Dodgy and we've got Manny. So that says 12 drivers, 12 people, so that's 11 drivers on track. Turn the usual nonsense on for you lot. Livery looking interesting there, Manny. Quite know what you're trying to advertise there. No idea at all. Answer on a postcard to no prizes given here. So already hot laps going in then. Manny holding that top spot, 149.403. Not anymore. Dylan just coming through, 148.370. Dizzy now second, 148.624. Manny third, 149.4. Where's that gone? Let me pull that up. Pilgrim in fourth. What did Pilgrim get? 149.615 for Pilgrim. Aldo fifth, 150.0. Valium sixth, 150.0 as well. Fizz 7th, 150.9. Tatey in 8th, he's on a 151.0. Convicts 9th, 155.3. Dodgy in 10th with no hot lap on the board for Dodgy yet. No hot lap for Chainsaw either. So Dylan on pole, quarter of a second gap over Dizzy currently. 5 minutes into quali already. Who's up front? Is it Pilgrim who's out first? No, it's Manny. So if Manny stays out, we'll go on board for a little lap with him. Aldo getting the shouts out early on. Evening, Ryan. Sitting in 5th at the minute is your man Aldo. Right, so he has stopped out. Let me get down PlayStation. There we go. So down this start-finish straight into the Elf chicane. It's not really a chicane, it's a couple of corners, but you'll see drivers trying to get side by side through there. A little bit tricky. So through Renault then. Dropping it into third gear just to keep that control. Down towards Repsol under the bridge. Bam, slamming the brakes on out the bridge. Trying not to run it wide too much there. People will easily take advantage and slot themselves up the inside. Down towards Seat then. Again, can be a bit of a tricky corner this one. If anyone goes for a bit of a lunge, that sand on the outside will catch you out. Down towards Worth then through the little kink. And up towards Kamsa. Just let it coast around this corner. Giving it a bit of throttle, powering on the way out, all the way down the street. Down to whatever this one's called. If you can pronounce it, then all the better for you. C-A-I-X-A. So it's going to be called Cakesha until somebody corrects me. Through Sadabel. Down towards the Eurocar chicane. Wrong through Rack. Back around this sweeping right-hander onto this start-finish straight. He's picked himself up a penalty as well through there, unfortunately. So still third then for Manny. Dylan in the pits then, coming in for a fresh set of tyres. Got a little bit of a penalty to lose himself. Dizzy also in for tyres. Manny still out on those worn super softs. Pilgrim also holding out on the... Oh, he's gone for a set of softs actually as Pilgrim. Don't do too bad on tyres actually, these little Renaults. Aldo is still holding 5th position. Valium 6th. Chainsaw 7th, Tatey in the pits. Fizz just coming in, fresh set of tyres for him. Convicts 10th, 152.1. Dodgy now 11th, 158.5 for Dodgy. What are we time wise? 9.5 minutes. 8.5 minutes in, apologies. Power. The power we have. So 6 minutes of quali left. Can anyone unseat Dylan? Looks like he's not putting any pressure on those tyres on the outlap. Letting everyone through, not battling anyone. No green P, no wheel explosions. So no green P racing tonight. .845 as well. 8:45. So nobody able to get any closer to Dylan's time at the minute. Dizzy's not been able to close it down any. Starting a hot lap now though. Let's go for a little bit of a lap with him. See how he gets on. Too bad through there. So 11 minutes of quali left, 4 minutes remaining. I wasn't even looking at the timer. Didn't see what his first sector was. Got a while to wait till his second one now. Into Worth then. Right, next time in line. Let's see what he's got. He's up on his time, but not quicker than Dylan's currently. That's what the blue means. It signifies he's quicker than his time. Purple means he's quicker than Dylan. I don't think he's going to be able to pull that 0.2 back in these last few turns. On the power early, using all the track on the exit. Down on his own time, still quarter of a second back from Dylan then. He's still got a lap or two to try and cement that. So Dizzy gets another go. Manny's still holding third in the Renaults. Valium up into fourth, 1:49.5. Pilgrim fifth, he's got a 1:49.6. Aldo thrashing his car, 1:49.7 for Aldo. Looks like he's going to be happy with that. Chainsaw seventh, still putting in some laps though, 1:50.2. Tatey also still out on track, 8th position, he's on a 1:50.3. Convicts having a chat with Aldo, 1:50.5 for Convicts. Fizz just trying to drop his penalty, 1:50.9 for Fizz. Dodgy parked the other end of the straight to Convicts and Manny, so might have had a falling out. Chainsaw putting in fastest lap. He does manage to unseat Dylan. 1:48.2 he's put in. A hundredth quicker than Dylan. Dylan coming down. Oh, it's an out lap for Dylan. Starts now. Can he regain that top spot? Is the Lithuanian driver going to run away with it? Right at the end of quali. Nearly made me forget my coffee, people. And we can't have that. Can't have smoker without his coffee. Alright, Miss Dillon's first time in mark as well. So still nobody really shifting about positions. Just see what Dillon's got. What time have we got on this clock? I can't see. Oh, that's pretty much it. 50 minutes. He's up as well as Dillon. 0.3 of a second. Will he get a chance to finish this lap? Pilgrim not quite as brutally efficient as the German Renault when it comes to lobby hosting, although Dillon still piling the pressure on. Going a bit deep through there. Grabbing a big handful of curb. The pressure's on. He must be able to see that clock. 57, 58. Does. He grabs it back. By 0.2 as well. Jeez, 148.2 for Dillon. Good finish to qualifying. LTU still out on track though, I think. No, he's ghosting now, so he's done. A sneaky final lap from Dillon. If Chainsaw thought he'd got that in the bag. Sneaking it right at the end of quali. Dillon went, nope. Nope, not having that. Here we go then. 40 minutes of Catalunya for you lot. Dillon then sneaking that pole just at the end of quali. Lithuanian driver Chainsaw sitting in second. Fast driver, just not long joined the P1 boys. Started piling the pressure on the fast guys already. So wait for the lights on the left to drop, or is it timer on this one? We are waiting for the lights. They're away then. Good start, Manny getting a good start. Everyone's slotting into position though, trying to gain the toe straight away. Just remember, boys, you can't win it in turn one. Going massively defensive already as Dillon comes back over for a bit of a racing line. Chainsaw's going to sweep around the outside though. He's now got the advantage into the next turn. It carries the speed as well. Why did you switch? Dillon comes back at him though through Renault. And he'll have the advantage again into Repsol as well. So can he hold the position? Chainsaw carrying a lot of speed through there, but Dillon has got the position. Sweeps it over to the left-hand side of the track to go defensive into the next turn as well. So holds on to that top spot. Now Dizzy's managed to sneak his way past, and Valium have got their way past Chainsaw. So I didn't see Chainsaw go wide. Maybe Valium just slotted himself in behind Dizzy as he came through. Got himself up into third, then Valium. Chainsaw now fourth, Manny fifth. Pilgrim 6th, Tatey 7th, Fizrukas 8th. Oh, driver's going a little bit wide there. Aldo 9th, Convicts 10th. Dodgy, oh, what's happened to Dodgy? Dodgy's already 12 seconds back. I do like his livery though. Just get a sneaky little look. Forget the guys racing at the front. It's all dark smoker on the front, dark smoker on the tail, blam, dark smoker down the side. Yes, Dodgy. Right, back up to the front. Dillon holds the lead still. Dizzy second. Chainsaw back up into third, got himself past Valium. Manny's still fifth, still tightly packed. Who's that side by side in the background? We've got Aldo and Fizz Ruckers side by side. Who's going to win out down here? Fizz has actually got the advantage. He's already in front. He's got the line into the turn as well. Fizz then up into 8th. Aldo coming back though. A little nudge. Sneaks back down the inside then Aldo. Fizz Ruckers sweeps back across the inside to try and get the advantage into the next turn. Has he got it? No, a little bit too far back. Has to slot himself back in behind Aldo. Convicts Popeye just 1.7 seconds off, but yeah, Dodgy unfortunately 13 seconds back. I think he must have been off very early on. So Dylan, half a second over Dizzy. Dizzy got 0.2 from Chainsaw. Chainsaw's got 0.8 from Valium. Valium starting to pull a gap from Manny and the drivers behind. Pilgrim and Tatey getting a little bit close coming around that turn. Aldo though now 8th then, putting the pressure on Tatey. Oh, where's Fizz Ruckus going? Fizz Ruckus, not sure whether he got that all wrong. Giving Aldo the position back, but yeah, that's dropped him off the back of the boys in front. Fizz 9th and Convicts 10th, gives him someone to race now. And Dodgy still 11th. So the top 3 are starting to pull a bit of a gap. Just change that up to a bit of that. So on board with Dylan, looking back at Dizzy and Chainsaw. You can see the gap. Oh, Chainsaw getting it totally wrong into turn 1, running massively wide. So that's allowed Dylan and Dizzy to make a little bit of a break. That's going to put Chainsaw under pressure from Valium now. He's got to try and cling onto the back door of Dizzy. What's the gap at the minute? Just over a second. Just out of that slipstream range. And yes, he has got to go think. He's got to think about going defensive from Valium in 4th. Just close that gap back up though, but he will be dragging Valium back into that fight. Himself in front though, he has pulled that time back from Valium. Still got just under a second between himself and the second place driver, but he has pulled another second from Valium. Keeps him out of direct threat. So Pilgrim 3rd, Tatey going for a move down the inside of Manny, but it looks like Manny's going to be given the position back. Tatey obviously thinking that was a little bit hard into there. Manny up to 6th. Aldo still 8th, being closed down again by Fizz Ruckus. Hopefully they don't get him V-good in another little bit of contact. Starting to pull that gap back between, oh, nearly losing it there for Convicts. Starting to pull a bit of a gap to Convicts again. 15.3 back to Dodgy. Still best livery on tonight. That's what we're going to give. You win best livery comp. Look at that. P1RC Dark Smoker. Blam. Can't ask for better. Little purple sector as we just jump on board with Dizzy. Still hot on the tail of Dylan. Chainsaw has closed that gap back up. It is half a second now between the Lithuanian and English driver. To drop Valium by a wedge now. What's the gap back to Valium? 2.6 seconds. Looks like Valium might have got it wrong somewhere. His tyres looking like not too bad. He's picked himself up another penalty there as well. Another 0.5. Pilgrim also got a penalty, closing down on him. Tries to drop his penalty into there. Down the inside, Valium giving him plenty of room. Oh, tiny bit of contact on the exit, but no intention. Still holding the line well, Valium. Pilgrim unable to slot one down the inside there, so Valium holds on to fourth, but just Pilgrim putting all sorts of pressure on him. Valium going wide into the chicanes. Both drivers getting a little bit squirrely out of there, so Valium's just going to hold the advantage down this straight for now. Can Pilgrim use that slipstream? Can't see turn one because of Pilgrim's Valium's penalty. Going down the inside, he's looking for the move. Doesn't outbrake himself, so holds on to that fourth position. That was a good... Oh, Valium coming back though. Looking down the inside, didn't make it. Yeah, that's a good move from Pilgrim, taking fifth. Fourth, sorry. Valium almost off track there in fifth behind. Top three then. Nothing in it between these three. Big gaps back to fourth position, 5.4 seconds back to Pilgrim. Because the top three just disappearing through Worth. Evening, Reg. Evening, mate. Bags, evening, how you doing? I'm liking the penalties tonight, boys. Not everyone, obviously. Aldo making up another position, up into seventh. Off his ruckus then. What happened to you? He's picked up a penalty as well. Oh, he's gone deep into that turn again. He did that and accidentally took out Aldo. Tatey then down in ninth. Tatey getting it wrong. Still 10th, 7 seconds back. Dodgy just losing a bit more time, but yeah, best livery tonight. Right, we just catch Chainsaw looking for a bit of a move on Dizzy. Not able to do it. Is that going to allow, if he's making a move on Diz, that might just allow Dylan to escape down the road. Look at the oversteer on these things. Just throw it in, yeah? Just throw it in. I meant understeer. Clues in the name, boys. Clues in the name. Chainsaw is getting a bit feisty with Dizzy. Just get a bit of... Oh, that's the wrong... Wait. Give me the right damn camera. There we go, that'll do. Bonnet. All over the rear end of Diz then. Going through Kamsa. Whoa. Getting a good exit, but nowhere to go. Dizzy was right there. Chucks himself down the inside. Does he outbrake himself? Yes. There goes Dizzy. Sweeping back through, retaking that second. Brave attempt by Chainsaw, but just made that little mistake, outbroke himself. Left the door wide open for Dizzy to slot himself back through, but he is still piling the pressure on. Cleanly through the chicanes, taking 2 wheels either side of those lumps, not picking up a penalty as well. You've got to get those right. Closing in on Dizzy now then. The speed. So up into second then for Chainsaw. He is now 1.7 seconds back from first place driver Dylan. Well out of the slipstream range, and he has got Dizzy still harassing him. Top three though still pulling big gaps. 5.5 seconds from fourth place Pilgrim. Manny fifth, Aldo sixth. Pack starting to spread out a little bit now. Pilgrim and Manny are pretty close together. They might start getting a bit heated. See if Manny can close that gap. What are we at? 0.6. It's well within slipstream range. So Aldo's 6th, Fizz Ruckus 7th. Big gaps either side of Fizz, 4 seconds either way. Tatey in 8th, also 4 seconds plus either way for Tatey. Similar for Convicts. Valium, have you been in the pits or have you just got it all wrong? Pits for you, brand new set of racing super softs for Valium. Dodgy also in the pits as well. You taking on board fuel? No. Still best livery. There's the gap that Dylan's got then. 1.8 seconds over Chainsaw. Chainsaw has actually pulled a big old gap from Dizzy. Dizzy chucks himself in the pits this lap though. Get all the hood up. It is all the hood up. Hood is up. I don't know who I'm watching now. Look, I'm watching Dizzy. He's not even in his car. Ah, that'll be the update. That's why it's taking so long to get to his pits. They've increased the pit time, haven't they, to like 1,000,000 years. Idiots. Dylan though. It's another 10th from Chainsaw. Oh, it's another 10th, 2 tenths. Getting it all right at the minute is Dylan. On the soft tyre, both drivers on the soft tyre. Dylan actually carrying a little bit more fuel. See where these two come out when they come into the pits. Dizzy back out, he's come out in 6th. Manny's got himself up into 3rd but not stopped yet. He'll be in the end of this lap, I would expect, looking at that fuel. Fizz Ruckus as well. Yeah, I would expect Convicts. Dizzy has been in, Valium has been in. Pilgrim's also been in, fresh set of softs for him. Aldo's been in, super softs for him. Tatey, super softs. Dodgy, still in the pits. Dylan in now then. Chainsaw's come in as well. Are we going to see Manny come in? Yes, Manny's in. We should see Fizz in. Oh! Getting it totally wrong there. Into the pits himself. Should see Convicts in as well. So where's Dizzy going to end up? No, Convicts hasn't stopped. He's braving it out for one more lap. So Dylan just leaving the pits. Here comes Dizzy. Chainsaw just coming out now, so back into 4th position at the minute. So that's worked out for Dizzy so far, although he's got a couple of laps extra on his tyres. He's in front of Chainsaw. Convicts Popeye leads the race at the minute, but he has got to take his first stop. Still holding penalty, but closing the gap on Convicts in front. Not a lot Convicts is going to be able to do about a freshly booted Dylan. So Dizzy still holding 3rd, but Chainsaw has closed the gap up on him. 0.7 of a second, so straight back into that slipstream range for Chainsaw. Still 5 seconds plus from 5th place driver Pilgrim. Valium all over the rear end of him. Stopped quite early on though, Valium. Another penalty, 1.6 seconds. Closing in on Pilgrim down here though. Aldo 7th. Manny 8th then, after his stop. Manny's gone for a full tank. That's what's put him right down in 8th. There's the other drivers just hitting the start-finish straight. P1, P2 and P3. So Convict's in the pits now. Tatey holding 9th. Fizz Ruckus 10th. Still trying to lose penalty. Dodgy definitely not driving in this one by the looks of things. Although I've seen it before where I've been looking at people in the pits and they've been doing laps and laps and laps, but there you go. So Dylan 3.7 seconds over Dizzy. Still got just over half a second from Chainsaw. Pilgrim's extended his gap from Valium. Valium just likes the penalties tonight. Drop them off, pick them up. Aldo 6th, Manny 7th. Tatey in 8th, Fizz Ruckus 9th, Convicts back out the pits then in 10th. Led the race though, Convicts. Well done. Dodgy still in the pits. Same as we were last time we checked in. 3-point-something second gap between Dylan and Diz, and nothing between Chainsaw and Dizzy. Let's see if Chainsaw makes a bit of a blast. Oh, he's a little bit too far back. I thought he was closer than he was. Closes in, but he's not going to be able to sling one up the inside here. I have seen him get that turn wrong tonight. Hunted down that second place driver though, down to 1/4 of a second the gap. Might sling one up the inside at Repsol. He's going for it. No, he backs out. Backs out. Puts in a little purple sector though, 1/4 of a second quicker than anyone else. Looking dangerous this lap. Dizzy trying to cut him off, but just left the door open slightly wide enough for Chainsaw to get up the inside. A bit of contact between the two. Chainsaw giving the position back. I think Chainsaw just dipped a wheel on the grass and made his nose twitch out, which dinked into Dizzy. But giving the place back, that's respectable, not respective. Got to do it all again then for Chainsaw. 0.4 of a second back now. Still 5.8 between themselves and Pilgrim. Pilgrim now 2.5 up from Valium. Still 1.2 seconds. Thought you'd gone a little bit deep into there, Valium. But Aldo 6th then, 2.5 back from Valium. 8-9 seconds back for Manny. So late stopping for Manny and taking on board plenty of fuel. He's gone for the soft tyre as well. I don't know whether that'll last him the rest of the race, but he might be able to get away with fuel. Tatey 8th. Kicks up some dust there in the face of Fizz Ruckus, who's closing him down. Valium in the pits this lap though. Yep, pretty much out of fuel. Fizz Ruckus 9th then, almost lost his penalty. Convicts Popeye 10th, and yeah, Dodgy is actually left. Okay, Chainsaw back past Dizzy, so must have kept the pace up. Got him down that start-finish straight, but they have lost more time to Dylan in front. The gap is now 4.4 seconds, 4.5. There it is. 1/4 of a tank on board for Dylan. Chainsaw exactly the same. A little bit less fuel on board for Dizzy. He did stop a lap earlier than these two. A little bit more wear on his tyres as well. Pilgrim having a lonely middle stint. Aldo also. Yeah, everyone pretty much spreading out at the back. These two have gained some time though. Fitzruckus has managed to close that gap right back up on Tatey. Gets a good exit through here. He might be able to make a move down to Cake Face. Oh, Tatey hugs that left-hand side though. Still leaving enough space. Fitzruckus tries to chug one around the outside. No, breaks himself again. He's now got to work to close that gap back down on Tatey in front. Still not too far back, needs to close it up a little bit more before they get onto the start-finish straight. Takes a big chunk of that curb. Right on the rear end of Tatey as they come out of there. Tatey comes in the pits anyway, that releases Fizz into the dirt. That releases Fizz into the dirt, that's what that does. What are we doing, Diz? Fizz, not Diz. So still 4.2 seconds out front for Dylan. 16 minutes 44 left on the clock. Chainsaw then pulled a great big gap from Dizzy. He's got 1.6. Not able to close the gap down on the driver in front though. The gap at 4.4 seconds now. So just starting to stretch out at the front as well. They were pretty close during their first stint, neck and neck. There's Pilgrim just coming around that turn in the background. Aldo also into fifth at the minute then, Aldo. Still got to take another stop, a lot of these drivers. Right, I'm necking coffee. Lost a bit of time actually, Dylan. Gap down to 4.2. There's the gap between first and second. Second and third. Starting to pull more time from Dizzy as well. Pilgrim braving it out. Oh, sorry, that's Dizzy. Dizzy braving it out for another lap. Chainsaw and Dylan still got a little bit on board to go. Yes, Dizzy did stop earlier than these two. So I hope he doesn't run out of fuel. Aldo just leaving the pits. Comes out holding that 7th. Manny 5th. So still got just under 3/4 of a tank on those racing softs. Can he run to the end, boys? Do you think he can run to the end on that? Smash them tyres. He might stick a set of tyres on, but do you think he can do the fuel? 14 minutes pretty much remaining. If he's only got to chuck a set of tyres on, that might do him the world of good for Manny. 5th, 6th. So he's still got just under 1/4 of a tank on board as well. Aldo just been out of the pits. Just under half a tank on board for him. Fresh set of racing super soft, so running to the end. So if he's got that fuel on and running to the end, that means Manny can certainly run to the end. So Aldo 7th, Valium 8th. Stopped a few laps ago, still holding penalty for Valium. Convicts up into 9th, plenty of fuel on board for Convicts. Bit of wear on those super softs though, might have to chuck himself for a set of tyres the last few laps. And Tatey in 10th, but has just stopped, fresh set of super softs on board, just under half a tank. Dylan and still holding 4.2. It has just dropped to 4.1. So Dizzy is in the pits. He's falling down the order pretty quickly. Let's see where he comes back out. Back out in 6th position, actually, Diz. So yes, the gap is coming down. 4 seconds. So it might have been a connection issue for Dodgy, after all. Because I think he's been sat watching the race. So both these drivers will hit this lap. Well, will Chainsaw brave it out? I don't think he's got enough on. Dylan thinks he has. And if Dylan thinks he has, Chainsaw thinks he has. Gap down to 3.8. Please tell me you've looked at your fuel gauge, Dylan. Yeah, he's a good driver, Bags. He's clean, he's been respectful tonight. There's been a couple of little bits of contact. Places have been given back, which is it's good to see. Pilgrim in the pits now then from 4th. Will he hold on to that? Still 3.8 between Dylan and Chainsaw. Don't run out of fuel, Dylan. Nice. Got back up to 4.4 then, so Chainsaw's got it a little bit wrong somewhere, possibly on the exit of Worth. Only a couple of corners to go for Dylan before he hits the pits. And he's pulled more time from the 2nd place driver. Just don't run out of fuel, Dylan. On this one, he might be rolling into the pits on fumes. I think he's played it perfectly though. Into the pits he comes now. 4.7 second lead as he comes into the pits. Chainsaw follows him in, so he's also pretty much out of fuel, but he will have to spend a blim of a second, literally a blim of a second less time in the pits. But here comes Manny. Maybe taking on too much fuel for Manny. He has got, what's he got? He's got 16-second gap over Dizzy in 4th. Like I say, I don't know how long the pit window is now, but he stops out for this one. He might have time to get in and get a set of tyres and get back out, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe not, looking at the length of this pit stop between Chainsaw and Dylan. Just coming out now. Manny's going to come through to take the lead of the race. He's got 9 minutes 30 to try and hold on to it as well. Beating up a set of softs and half a tank to try and fend off the likes of Dylan, Chainsaw and Dizzy. All on fresh sets of tyres. Pilgrim though, Pilgrim's made a move. He's closed right up on Dizzy. Dizzy, I think, has taken on board far too much fuel. So that's brought him into the clutches of Pilgrim. Pilgrim's car sitting a bit lighter. Might be able to keep himself in that attack position. But let's see how Manny gets on. So the gap down to 3/4 of a second. Dylan needs to be making his way past Manny ASAP really. He's closed the gap right up already. Doesn't want to start losing that gap he had between himself and Chainsaw at the end of this race. Dizzy though, 9 seconds back from Chainsaw. He will take that. He won't take that third. He might take that third if he can get himself past Manny. But Dylan's got himself past already. Manny into second then. He's now got 3.1 over Chainsaw. 8 minutes remaining. Dizzy then 9.4. Started to pull a bit of time over Pilgrim, so just getting him out of that attack zone. Only takes a slight mistake though. Anything can happen. Aldo sitting in 6th, Convicts Popeye 7th, Tatey 8th, Fizruckus 9th, and Valiant 10th. So yeah, quite big gaps brewing at the back of this field. So Dylan then extends his lead over Manny, 1.8 seconds. Struggling though against a freshly booted Chainsaw. Now only 1.8 seconds the gap. I'm lying to you, 1.6 seconds. So Dizzy 4th. He's dropped that. He's dropped the 2 in front due to his extended pit stop. Half a tank of fuel for Dizzy. Chainsaw just over quarter of a tank. Manny just under half a tank, also taking on a tiny bit much more fuel. Dylan also just over quarter of a tank, looking to run to the end then. 6 minutes 45 on the clock. Sticking in purple sectors right at the end here then, Dylan. So he's pulled himself 3 seconds from Manny. Manny has managed to keep himself in front of Chainsaw. I don't think that's going to last for too much longer. Closing in down towards the chicanes already. A slightly defensive Manny, doesn't want to lose the position too early. Chainsaw though gets a good run through the chicane. Manny has to cut the exit a little bit. Lucky if he doesn't pick up a penalty for that. There you go, got away with it. But he does lose the position. Chainsaw up into second then, and he's now still got 4.2 to try and close back up on Dylan. Tall order with 5 minutes 30 seconds ish on the clock. So Manny third. What's he got? He's still got 8.5 ish seconds over Dizzy. Not directly out of threat at the minute. Pilgrim's managed to keep himself in touch. He has got a little bit of a penalty to lose. He's only 1.2 back. Slight mistake from Dizzy. That position could be Pilgrim's. It's almost 10 seconds back to Aldo in 6th. Loudest livery on the grid tonight. Could be the new Stewie Mac, that good. Big up Stewie Mac. Where are you? There you are. Big up Stewie Mac. Convicts Popeye 7th, then another 16.2 back. 8.1. Oh, it's just closed down a little bit. Fizruckus. He's got himself past Valium, or Tatey's pit. He's come in, fresh set of tyres. So that's put him now at the back of the pack. Valium's got past him, Fizz has got past him. Dylan then still leading 3.9 seconds. The gap come down a little bit. Still very tall order for Chainsaw. 4 minutes on the clock. Rear wheel, evening brother. Manny then still holding third. Dizzy is closing that gap down on him. His tyres are looking pretty beaten up, nowhere near as bad as Manny's. But I think he's just having to keep having a quick peek in his rear view mirror, make sure Pilgrim's not trying to sling one up the inside. Aldo comes in the pits right at the end of quali. What's he got? You might have made that work, Aldo. I don't know whether you stop there. You might have had enough fuel on for that. It's lost your position to Fizz. So Dylan, 3.6 second lead, 3 minutes remaining. Chainsaw, 6.9 now over Manny. And he's still losing a little bit of time to Dizzy, but again, I don't think it's going to be enough. He's still got to worry about Pilgrim, who has closed that gap back up. Still got a tiny bit of penalty to lose, but still keeping the pressure on Dizzy. 3/4 of a second the gap. Both drivers getting good exits out the chicane. Half a second back for Pilgrim. He'll close up down the start finish straight. I don't know whether he's close enough to make a move. If he's brave, but no, Dizzy chucks one over to the inside. He's thought about it. Let Dizzy keep it though. So he's got just under 2 minutes to try and make this work. Goes for a move down into Renault. Sorry, Repsol down the inside. But where has he gone? He's got the position. Dizzy not able to carry the speed. So Pilgrim up into 4th, Dizzy 5th. Still got to drop that penalty though, Pilgrim. And he's now got to be peeping his rear view mirror. Convict 6, he's coming under pressure. Fizz actually, his tyres are absolutely beaten. Struggling to go in a straight line, I can imagine, at the minute, Convicts. Fizz Ruckus looks to chuck one down the inside. Yeah, he's got the line, he could have carried it. Now down the inside. Nothing the Convicts can do about that. Fizz Ruckus just easily be able to take the tighter line. Aldo with his fresh tyres is closing up on these two, 4.2 seconds back, but again 30 seconds remaining. He's going to hit the finish line before he hits these two. Across the line then for Dylan, who's lost all sorts of time. Down to 2 seconds between the top two. Final lap. 15 seconds remaining. Nobody else is going to see laps. Manny and Pilgrim have made it through. Oh, and Dizzy. Side by side. Oh, a little bit of punching and pushing, and someone's going to get a penalty for that. I'm sure of it. There's a bit of argy-bargy going on there for 4th and 5th. Dizzy gets himself back up. Are we going to see Pilgrim make another move? I need to get back actually. Fizz then actually coming across the line to take 6th. Convicts takes 7th, just in front of Aldo. Aldo 8th then. Tatey is going to come home in 9th. Through that rack chicane then. Ninth for Tatey. Just wait for Valium to come around this final turn as well. Ghosting out. Not dropping his penalty either. Screw that, I'm keeping that, he says. So Dylan's still out front, 1.5 seconds. Looks like he's going to hold on to it unless he gets it totally wrong on these last 2 turns. But he hasn't. Nor has Chainsaw. So Dylan's going to come through then to take the win. Little flash of the lights. Chainsaw takes 2nd. 16 seconds back to Manny. So he did have that gap closed down between himself and Pilgrim. Pilgrim is back past Dizzy, but Dizzy just sneaks back past there on the exit of rack. So Manny takes 3rd. He'll be over the moon with that. Dizzy's going to take 4th, backwards and sideways. And Pilgrim takes 5th. 6th for Fizz, Convict 7th. Aldo 8th, Tatey 9th, and Valium 10th. Bit of door banging. door banging. They were actually inside each other at one point. That came out totally wrong. Meant to be a family-friendly show, people. Let's see if anyone gives a... Oi, I'm not happy with that. Just before. There's a few in the chat. Fizzruckus is happy. Good game, guys. He's happy with that. Manny will be happy with his third. I can tell you that for certain. Played it well, Manny. Took on a little bit too much fuel. He could have pushed himself a bit further. A bit closer. Dizzy also, yeah. Dizzy just saying there he's putting too much fuel as well. Donuts. What are you playing at? Yeah, Chainsaw enjoying that one as well. Good job all. Dylan, as always, too fast. Right, so that was round 3 of P1RC's Renault Megane Trophy Tuesday. Trophy Tuesdays, Trophy Thursday. What you playing at, Pilgrim? Get your lobby names right, mate. Alright. Upset my viewers, you will. Which is you lot. So yes, that was round 3. I myself am back tomorrow night, same time, 9 o'clock. So final rounds of GTTCC. I want to say somewhere in Bathurst. Somewhere in Bathurst. So that's Friday night, 9 o'clock, 2 races. 20-minute quali or 50-minute quali. 50-minute quali. And 2 half-an-hour races for you lot tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Nothing Saturday. Back Sunday night, 8 o'clock for Tanso Racing's BMW N300 League. That's sponsored by the Kyrgyzstan Motorsport Boys. Followed straight after that by P1RC's BMWs as well, but this time it's the M3 class, the GR3 class, sorry, so more power, more aero, etc. So that is Sunday night, and then back Monday night for the final round of the Tanso Racing Mini Cooper Cup, sponsored by Chewit Racing. So that's Monday night. That's always Enduro. I forget where, but it's that's Bathurst as well. Bathurst in the minis. Ho, ho, ho. Hopefully it's at night. Chris Cutler, Chris, if you're listening, Chris Cutler, if you're listening, put it at night in the minis. Dare ya. So that's Monday night. Nothing Tuesday. We have got the MRC Mature Racing Club Team Oliver Racing GR3 League returning on the 10th of March. So keep your ear to the ground for that. And then back next Thursday for following round of this. Come and check it out. Other than that, I hope you've liked what you watched. Give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mateses, tell your mumses. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.